All right, let's throw down like there's no tomorrow. Move this over to the other screen. Okay. This is going to be, we're going to plow through these because there's a bunch of them. The Wacom up here. Good old Wacom. I think what I'm going to do is find my Wacom pen. There it is. I think what I'm going to do is, oh no, what's happening here? The Wacom's not plugged in. Okay, so what I'm going to do, come on Wacom, be my friend. There we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to critique these, and then I'm just going to paste them in the art related channel. It's because we're trying out this new app that's letting me draw. Let's see here. Okay, so oh man, yeah, this is gonna take some getting used to, but I think I'm gonna like it. So compositionally, this is pretty strong. Everything is leading this way, right? So that's really good. You've got a good oh man, this color selecting is kind of brutal. You've got a really nice shape going on here. That's pretty cool. And then you've got a secondary element in the background of all these. Oh man, come on. All this stuff here, and then this stuff. Maybe a little bit more atmosphere could get that to push back a little bit more, so you get some more depth value out of your shot. I would suggest taking these here and maybe using a DOF on it, a depth of field, to kind of blur that out so that you know that it's kind of close to the camera. And then for these elements here, I would probably either DOF those as well or remove them, just because they're kind of distracting from the composition that you're like, it's cutting into your composition, you know what I mean? The other thing that I would say is the tree here is kind of getting lost in the range. Everything behind it's kind of like the same darkness value as the rest of the scene as far as the stuff around it. So maybe for that, I would suggest looking at your shadow direction, that maybe you should change the direction of your light. I need a color. There we go. So the direction of your light right now, I'm seeing shadows here, maybe, and there's this shadow. So your light seems to be behind this, and so all of this side is in shadow. I would suggest maybe moving your light over here so that you get a nice highlight here. That might be what that purple is, or it might be a Fresnel. Because then you'll start getting nice highlights along these edges, hopefully popping out all the shapes and kind of giving you more volume into the space that's in front of you. The only other thing I think I would say is, or there's two things. So the grass here, making that thicker and then not so hard-edged, not so straight, so that it looks more like this stuff would be pretty cool. Maybe just a different color. And then some little rocks, little rocks and pebbles and stuff along the edge here to help break up and give a little extra detail to the scene. The other thing too is this edge here on the rock face or rock wall here. The transition is pretty harsh. So using grass blades like you did here, along with other rocks and stuff, will just break up that edge and then give you a good understanding of what is happening. So what I'll do now is press Control C. When I mean a good understanding of what's happening here is like the transition won't be so harsh. So what I'll do is now paste that in the chat and see if it works. It looks like, yeah, cool, that's working. Awesome. I might do that from now on. Compositionally, this one's a little confusing. This angle is really confusing, but I really like the animation of the smoke. So framing wise, it's hard to, like, there's a lot of stuff happening. Either have the tree here or have the boat. And then these shapes, everything's just really busy right now. So I think pulling back on a lot of the detail will help you a lot. Dude, man, thanks for the host. Dude, man. In general, though, I think that's pretty... Like, this shot is really cool. It's just there's a lot happening. Like, is the focus, is it the boat or is it the fire? Like, there's 3 objects here that are all fighting for dominance for the shot. Just so you're aware. Super cool. I love that the clouds are moving too. It's awesome, man. I would maybe make the clouds blend into the sky a little bit more. But I don't know. I like how much they're popping. They're in the same, like, visual depth space value-wise as everything else in the scene. All right. So now we've got, let me make sure I'm saying who's doing what. This one's knock. So I'm still not happy with my concrete material, but I like the damaged one. So this is the concrete material, and this is the damaged one. So the damage, I think the reason you're liking the damaged one is because there's a variation. No problem, Nate. Hope that was helpful. So the damaged one, where it's really coming together, is in this. Look at this. I can move this around. Oh, so nice. So nice. This stuff is really good. Like the little micro detail stuff that's happening there. Like this and these little guys here. This edge here. And then the way that they're breaking is pretty nice. I like that there's multiple layers as well. Like there's 2 layers here. And then there's, yeah, so see there's this layer there and then this one. And then, let's see. Yeah, I like all the layering that's happening. It seems also that there's a bit of buildup of something in this. Like it's a little bit darker or lighter. It might be a little random. Maybe kind of like a clouds random. But in general, it looks pretty good. I don't think you're going to get any value of me doodling on this. But, yeah, I think that might be chipping a little too much. And maybe that's what's causing you to not feel it very much right now. So, like these ones, for example, those are deep enough that I would expect them to be more like this. Maybe thinning the depth of the chipping out a little bit so that it's just much more narrow in the height map, and you'll probably feel a little bit more comfortable about it. But I really like all the little micro surface details things you've got going on, like this stuff. There's a nice, like I feel like I can run my finger along the surface and feel it. I'd be curious to see what your roughness looks like, because right now, like if you were to take your albedo off and just show me the normal and the height map and the roughness, what it looks like. Overall, it's pretty cool though. I like that breakup's very natural. You made art for me an off topic? Oh god. Well, it's an off topic, so I can't critique it, man. Oh no. What have I done? Alright, so this one's D-Clan. This is super cool, man. So it looks like this is the gate. Goes on altar. Looking cool. Are you gonna simulate this this piece? I see. Let's see. Oh man, that's so cool. So detail wise, this is looking pretty solid. It'd still be, man, I don't know if I think I still want my Epic pen. It's just so organic feeling. Come on, Epic Pen, over to the other screen. So this edge here is a little harsh, as well as these and this. I'll mark the blue. These are awesome. Super, super cool. Love the scale of the chain here. I would suggest maybe making a... Let's see here. I would suggest making detail normal. You may sim it through Marvelous. Awesome. Awesome. We're like right on the edge of drawing something phallic here. I like it. But yeah, the overall detail is super nice. And I love the direction that you're going with the entrance. Like this beam of, well, it's not an entrance, but the straight line of light. These chains feel like they might not have the right weight yet. And just make sure that you add like a noisy detail normal on there to kind of really sell that kind of crusty surface. This is super cool here. Really nice. Compositionally, this is really cool. I don't know how you've constructed the stairs, if it's like one piece or not. If they're slapped together like as a couple sets, then it might be a little different how you approach it. But getting the edge where it meets the ground or where it meets the next step, getting that edge broken up with like little rocks or something is really going to help you. The kind of scribed text on here, like Jeremy is kind of awesome. I think that's what it says. Anyways, this looks cool. I really like that detail there. Dope. I would maybe step away from having snow up here and just kind of let that whole area kind of fade into the darkness. Still need to adjust the rock stuff. Yeah, it's all good, man. It's coming along really nicely. These statues are super cool. I would maybe exaggerate the nose a little bit. That way you get some more definition in the face. Because it's showing in the normal, but in the silhouette, it's not really there like the horns are. Yeah, this is looking cool. As you keep going, I like that you are continuing to build, even though there's small little issues that like you should address. Because like I have a perfection problem where like I want everything to be completed first pass. Right? And like stuff like that, I can't let it go. Like things like that, like those have to go away. But it's good that you're, because I know that those were there last time around, but you've gotten so much further because you just keep going. So this is really good. Compositionally, this is quite a bit stronger. The warmth of this light, I would suggest maybe making it cooler, just so that we're clear on the. So this light here, if you can make that a cooler value, as well as this light, and then rely on the warmth of these lights. I don't know if these are going to be on, but the warmth of those lights, and then this guy being warm, and then keeping everything else kind of cool. Later, Kyle. Thanks for the help, man. So you don't see it? That's awesome. Yeah, think about the lighting and like what it's bringing to your picture, your image, your composition. So all your natural lighting, maybe make it cooler, and then all of the man-made lighting, I guess, or the relic lighting, give that some warmth. That way you've got the contrast. That, and with this area, you can make that like a bit darker in brightness, just so that everything is focusing around this. Do you see Do you see? You're making a happy Jeremy Snowman. Yeah. Cool. Super strong. All right, so this scene is getting filled up with props. So far, it's looking pretty good. Right now, it's still very blocked out feeling. And the scale looks like it's doing better. That's looking good, Declan. Nice job, man. Let me zoom in on this. The ground looks better. It's not so intense. I would say that it looks like most of everything is there, and now you need to actually start making the props. Later, simp. Like actually building them out, because like right now, like this guy here and this stuff is pretty low poly feeling. Like it just doesn't feel like the material yet. Everything kind of feels blocked out. And then make sure that you address like those when you get to them. And are these on wires? Is that why those are those curved like that? Remember the frame of this poster, and then like imagine, like just take this guy and put his hand near it, and get an idea for the scale. Because like the scale is the biggest thing that it looks like you're having issues with right now. Like where the floor is versus the seat, and like floor seat. Like seats usually aren't very close to your knees, are they? I mean, maybe they are, and I'm just, when you sit down, I don't know. It's just weird. It feels weird to me. We need this guy in different poses. That'd be so nice. I'm sure it exists, and I just need to get a hold of it. Like, you need a guy that's crouching if you're like trying to figure out like how to build cover-based games and stuff like that. And then we need a guy that's sitting. We need a guy that's like covering up against a wall and is like peeking around a corner. Those would be really nice. But yeah, it's like really purpley red in here for some reason. Like these light sources are very, I mean, maybe it's the reference, but the light source is it's a strange color. I would see what the Kelvin temperature is on like the light source that you're thinking about building in here. And then this goes out into like the blackness of space. I'm curious what's out there. Building something, even if it's just like a wall with like light hitting it and then letting the light bounce off of that and bleed down here would look pretty good, I think. That and this edge here and like how there's light here is just because on the top it's not sealed. Like on the top outside, you're not capping the polys is what I'm guessing. Oh, virus, making fun of my yawn. I wouldn't even worry about the lights right now. It's all about your assets. You know what I mean? All about them assets, boy. All about them assets. All right, what do we got here? Felipe. Dang, son. This is pretty cool. Whoa, that carpet, though. So let's see. Research facility. Interior environment. Most of the assets come from the corridor tutorial. Remaining ones were modeled in Maya. Texture in Photoshop and into environment still work in progress as shown. Made in 3 days. Very nice. So I guess first glance is everything feels very model-wise very flat. No problem, light bulb. Let's see here. So just for design, Like I'll go a little bit into design for how you break up a space. Think about how the place is used, and then think about how things are applied to surfaces. So like if that light is literally up against the concrete, then that concrete pillar beam is actually hollow, which means all the wires and cabling are going through there. To sell that a little bit more, I would suggest maybe lowering the light and then connecting it there, because then you get a really nice silhouette break where it's going up and then over and down and up and then back over like that. You get a nice silhouette break, and then you also get a little bit of explanation into that anatomy though, dude. Oh, it feels good. Hello, humans, and Reed. And Reed's not a human. Lowering it like this allows you to add wires that either go into the concrete or run wires along the beam here, which is just showing how stuff's put together, which is always nice. When I say lived in space, oh, I just noticed that here. So there's a trash can over here. I'd expect maybe like another one here, or like a plant closer to the seats. And the fact that there is a big open space on the ground here, and then you have this up here, I would expect maybe like a logo here of the facility, the company that's running the stuff. The text on the walls is really, really saturated and like too clean of a line. He's like the Swedish Terminator. Reads a mod? What the fuck? So like breaking up these edges so they're not so hard edged, and then watch your saturation value on those, as well as so what is it? Saturation value, how solid it is, like, because you know it's paint. Think about the roughness of the paint versus the roughness of the concrete. This edge is really hard. Like maybe softening those edges. This looks really cool though, for sure. The lights here are very, very warm. I don't know if that's intentional or if there's something you're planning to do with that color later. The same problem is happening with the lights here, where they're just kind of they're up above you and that's about it. And then if you look at the space, what you're seeing is a lot of here. I'm going to clear this so we can. We're taking this one into Photoshop because you got to see. So what oh geez, now I'm trying to use that in Photoshop. I'm going to use this red so you can see how red it is. So what I'm seeing is this, right? And then it keeps going back. So visually it ends up not being as interesting because it still feels like you're in a box. You know what I mean? So finding ways to break that up is really going to help with the composition. If you do like half beams here, for example, that don't continue down the wall, but they're just like part of the ceiling, that will allow you to give you some more areas to anchor on. And then you could do things like if you look at Deus Ex and like how they treat their ceilings, like maybe that light needs to be, let's see if I do this, if I can do this correctly. Maybe that light needs to be hanging down more. So let's do this. We'll just kind of, yeah, sure, I don't know. So say we do that. It's really like hacky paint jobs, all right? And then we'll take, let's say your lights do this. And then at that half beam, you do another light that does this. So more like designerly, I guess. Beautiful painting, beautiful. Actually, let's do this. We'll undo all these. We'll make a new layer. So if you did ceiling lights like that, and then in the background, let's just paint some. Let's actually, we need to lower it a bit. And then so if you did stuff like this, oh man, the look of the lighting that you could get out of this would be super cool. Because then now add several lens flares. Hang on here. So with that said, like now you can actually, whoops, duplicate this. We'll flip. See what that does to the ground? Oh, it's so cool. But yeah, so doing that, maybe adding some variety in the like the plants. Maybe there's no, we don't need that. We need so if you put plants here behind the lights, that could be pretty cool. Or seating here would be good. Maybe you have like a glass panel thing that cuts the hallway in half, and then there's a trash can like between them, and then those go up. Whoops, perspective, people. Those go up, and then you've got like a base to it, and maybe there's like holographic one-eyed smiley faces. And yeah, I mean, just doing stuff to break up the space is going to be huge. And like, don't worry about, like, I'd totally make other plants or plant variations. These lights too, I would definitely inset those into the, they feel strange that they're sticking out that far. And then again with the text back here, make sure that it looks like it's painted on. Anyways, cool. We gotta get on to some other stuff here. Looks cool though. I really like that scene. Oh, one more thing before I finish with that. Make sure you, speaking of dirty, Make sure that you grime up the corners of the glass more. Stuff like that. Like just the gunk that kind of builds up. Maybe if the glass is bent a little bit, maybe there's some like dried spots where water pooled and then dried up. But yeah, make sure these corners aren't too clean. And then make sure to bevel these edges so that the lighting that hits them comes across nice. Yeah, cool. Okay, so this is looking pretty cool. The grass is really uniform in height right now. It looks like you're trying to lower it a bit here. I would lower it even more. Not these guys, but maybe going in that range, and then making the grass taller around things. So the tallest grass could be in patches, and then mainly around objects. So doing stuff like that, and then maybe an addition of a bush somewhere would be really nice. These look really good. These are looking really, really nice. Maybe get some color variation in the leaves a little bit, and then you're This gap in here feels really strange. I would fill that with something, or make the steps wider, or something. And it's strange that the edge here meets the stairs very closely. I would expect maybe those to be a little bit higher. Maybe put something on top of these. Have this end come out, and then maybe something on top of them. General, it's looking pretty good. The moon being behind the scene makes it difficult to light. Even though you don't have the sense of like direction with how the lighting would work because the moon's behind you, I would definitely try and get some edge highlights around here. Placing like maybe a light here that's just affecting the corner of the building. Maybe this edge as well would be affected by it, just to get some shapes happening in the darkness. It's kind of, you know, like how it's happening here. Like how, I guess that is being lit by this. You know, just some stuff to think about. Yeah, and you're implying a path, whereas in that image there's no path. Make sure that you follow some of the compositional stuff that's happening here. So see how there's stuff that's really close to the screen? You could totally just like, you could build that out just by grabbing some of the branches from these leaves or from the trees and just placing them close to the screen, just where the camera shot is, just to try and make it more claustrophobic. Because that'll work wonders for you. And then as it goes into the distance, make sure it doesn't stay light back here. So it feels really strange that it's so light back there, but the trees aren't getting lighter. Maybe if the trees were lighter, it would be okay. Because right now they're pretty dark uniformly, yet there's fog. It's like the trees aren't being affected by the fog. This is looking super nice. Yeah, the poly count looks really good here. I was seeing some messages about it earlier. Poly count wise looks really, really good. Make sure that the edge, whoa, hello. Make sure that how much this is coming out here. Wow, we're going to do that. This edge coming out here is the same as this edge here. Right now it looks like this is curving sooner than the wall paneling is, maybe. No problem, Freezy. This is cool though. This is looking really cool. It looks like you're just getting all of the base stuff in right now before you start adding your scratches and your materials and all that. In general, it looks pretty nice though. Spacing of these is a little tight, and it varies. Like it looks like the space between these is different. I could be wrong. Like this space here looks different from this one, and this one looks wider than that one. Really like these guys. Those are cool. What should you put behind the window? I don't know, man. Maybe blur out something that's in the distance. So like maybe like cube map or something that's just blurred. And then just get some trees and get them close to just kind of block the view. So the trees are close, they're in focus, but everything behind it is out of focus. That'd probably do some nice stuff for you. I mean, you could always put it on Mars or something too. Just use some world machine, generate a huge vista with just rocks and craters and stuff in the distance. Then you can use these guys and build maybe some like little structures out in the distance. Lol, trees, it's space. I know. Put it on Mars, man. You don't think there's trees somewhere in space? Come on, Axel. Be a believer. Be a believer. In general, it looks pretty good, though. I like it. It's just got to keep going. The doors are sticking out super far. I don't know if that's intentional or not. At least they feel like they're sticking out really far. Oh, God. Space trees. Earth's in space, right? Yeah. Ah, the gun. Give me the resolutions. Oh, man, and a clear clip. So sick with a crazy-ass spring. Is a spring really like that in the clip? That's insane. This is looking pretty slick, man. Materials are looking pretty nice. Maybe be careful with the albedo. Is there a way to view just the textures? No. Renders, shadeless. Oh, no. Okay. That's all in your roughness. Nice. Because, like, the range of this, see how light it gets is a little odd. Here it feels more natural. So maybe you just need to match it more to that. In general, this is looking pretty tight, though. It's all baked down to now? Yeah. Nom 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 nom. Oh, I didn't know that there's a hotkey for that. That's awesome. Man, look at that bake. Ah, smexy. Nice. There's little like dent imperfections in it as well. My God. My God. Very cool. Just make sure, I guess, to get some material separations in there, just so that you have some things that are separating themselves, like the material of this versus this. They're already kind of separating, but it looks like maybe you haven't started on this part yet. Think about what they're made out of. Yeah, that's dope. It's dope. Looks good. All right. This is coming along, man. Is there another image? Man, that's some detail. Make sure to not get too crazy with the detail, because it'll get really noisy super fast. I don't really have anything to say on it right now, though. It's looking cool. The details are insane. I'll wait until you get a little further, but make sure to keep the details within reason, because right now you're already like, there's already enough details on here that it's hard to look at for too long, because there's just a lot of noise, essentially. It's good noise, but it's just really busy. Like, it's well done, you know what I mean? Ah, yes. This came out pretty nice. Oh, that's cool. The only thing I would suggest is displacing the depth of it, so that it feels like it's made out of parts. You know what I mean? So it feels like it's made out of stone pieces. I guess they're pretty flat here. But like these guys, see how these are coming out? In general though, it looks cool. It's a nice stylized look too. And it's cool that you were able to build it in here. Love it. So I know there are a handful of people that wanted... Oh man, the webcam's delayed again. There's a handful of people that need critiques on some stuff, so I might do some critiques off stream to them specifically. Normally I would request like donation for that stuff, but they've been waiting for a little while and I didn't get to it last week. But if you want your portfolio critiqued, I'm going to start doing those at the beginning of each stream, so go ahead and keep an eye out for those. Message me on the Discord, or just drop it in art related channel and at me on it, at DiNusty. That way I know, and I'll write it down so I don't miss them. But yeah, dopeness indeed. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Let's see if there's someone we can host. We haven't done that in a while. Just give me a moment. All right, where are we at here? Twitch, fanboys, whatever that is. Oh, I love you. Creative, there we go. How do you look at 3Ds? Thanks, Lewis. Finally got to catch a full stream. Yeah, head trip. Yeah, man. It was good. Where the hell's... You guys have any channels you think I should host? Is Kyle streaming? Top results live. What is all this madness? Like, they moved everything around, so it's kind of confusing. Oh, there it is. These are communities, though. Game development, maybe? I don't know, man. I don't know any of these people. All right, let's host this person. Remember to remind him who the raid came from. All right, cheers, guys. It was good. It was real good.